as it was mentioned, I am a researcher in the Northern Institute for Environmental and Minority Law of the Arctic Center. It's a law institute, but my background is international relations and politics, and especially in the field of environmental politics. And I present you one huge mining case, what is now hot topic in Lapland, Eastern Lapland, case Sokli, but I will first go fast through some background information that why we are in this situation, that there is a plan to open a really big mine at the Russian border at the two big nature conservation areas in the Nuorttijoki watershed. It is also a big Kemizombie or reindeer herding district. Behind this is that we are, you know, the Finland is part of the European Union, and we are also Lapland is also, of course, dealing with the international mining companies due to that fact that we have opened the borders, and it's not only anymore the national mining companies who are active in Finnish Lapland. But the background is also the situation within the EU, that the EU is relying on materials which are coming from outside of the EU, and in European level there are, of course, minerals in many countries, but this northern Scandinavia is especially attractive for this for the mining companies because its geological formation is interesting. And at the same time, there is, as we heard yesterday, the mining is a big issue in the developing countries, and there is a resource. There's a big competition over these resources, and it's the same in case of Scandinavia. These slides, which I'm going through, are the Ministry of Trade slides, which they have used when they have promoted the Northern Finland to international mining companies in their mining seminars. For example, 1 week ago there was a huge mining conference in Levi Downhill Ski Center in Finnish Lapland, where the international mining companies were listening the Finnish official and also European Commission officials about the possibilities to start mining exploration, but also mining activities in Finland, but also in other other Scandinavian countries. And basically the Finnish state has actively promoted in international fora and tried to and they have tried to attract these big companies to come to Finnish Lapland, because it has stated that Finnish state itself doesn't have so much resources to put in these mining activities, so they want to have an international capital to open these mines. And here are these several mining different minerals which are especially here in this Fennoscandinavian bedrock. And this is the most attracted area where they want to come to mine these several minerals. And as you see, many of them are in Lapland and also in Sami area in northern Lapland. And there are some of the claims 3 years ago, how many of them. But here are the different mining projects which are there are a lot of claims, but these are already the possible mining locations that they have discovered potential minerals. You can see that there is a base metal, coal, palladium, platina, diamonds, and then others, and there is also uranium included as a mineral what they want to start to mine. And in the global scale, you can see what is the importance of the Scandinavia. In the practice, it is the same kind of bedrock than other big mining regions of the world: Australia, Eastern Central Canada, and Africa. Scandinavia have the same kind of bedrock than these other good mining regions. But what is also advanced here is that due to the ice age, these mineral layers are more close to surface than in other areas, for example, in Central Europe. So it's more cost-effective to open pit mines, and also we have a good infrastructure. We, as our society, politically is supporting mining, and also the mining law. Also, new one is a strong. It supports basically the mining company interest and local people's rights. Of course, now that they made the new mining law, but still there is a really strong emphasis in the company side. And then the uranium, in many countries, they have totally banned, or some provinces in Canada, they have banned uranium mining or even exploration, like in North British Columbia in Canada. And Ireland has banned uranium exploration and mining. But in Finland, the political atmosphere is that we should allow basically the uranium mining if we construct more nuclear. And Finland has made this decision to put more nuclear. Therefore, we cannot ban uranium exploration and uranium mining, because we are also part of the Euratom Treaty, which basically integrate these two issues, that the country which produce electricity by nuclear, it has to explore its own uranium resources. And here are the famous Olkiluoto site, which was the first nuclear. It was the first nuclear reactor after the Chernobyl accident, and now also we can say that after Fukushima, we have been again the country which has selected the new place for the new location for the new nuclear reactor in Pyhäjoki municipality in Oulu province. But of course, like we have yesterday, we discussed about the climate change and emissions, etc. Nowadays, the nuclear lobby is promoting nuclear and saying it's emission-free. But it's not the case, and I wanted to include this issue to this presentation because it's a so hot topic, and also it's come to even to the mining discussions that like in Talvivaara, which is the biggest nickel mine in Europe, which start to produce uranium as a byproduct. When they comes to the discussion there that should the uranium start to be produced in Talvivaara mine, even the local discussion is say that, well, we need more nuclear because it's emission-free, and therefore if we have a uranium, we should produce it. And that is also the case in Sokli mine in Lapland, that it has uranium inside. And basically, according to International Atomic Energy Organization, these are radioactive emissions from nuclear fuel cycle. They come gas emissions and also liquid emissions from mining activities, radioactive emissions, and then also the conversion, enrichment, and fuel fabrication produce its own emissions. And then electricity generation, in practice, the nuclear reactor releases also radioactive particles, radionucleus, to the air and to the water. And also reprocessing plants do the same. But these are not discussed when we discuss politically about the nuclear plants emissions. We don't speak publicly about these radioactive emissions. And it's also the case in, like here is the Finnish Syke results from the Olkiluoto site, where the tritium is released to the water. And also there is from HELCOM, Helsinki Commission, Baltic Sea Protection Agency, results from about the Neptune radionuclide in the Baltic Sea. and here is YK-liitto site. And Neptunium's halving time is 2.40 million years, and we have that this much in this radionuclide, and there are tens of other radionuclides. And wrong way. And it comes from the nuclear reactor and the nuclear waste. Basically, and we don't know what is the side effects during that time when these radioactive particles are in the sea. And then we come back to the uranium deposits. You can see them a lot of also in northern Sweden. Some of them are claimed by international companies, but here is the ministry presentation 2006 that possibilities for uranium mining in Finland, made by the Christer Söderholm, at that time the highest mining inspector in the ministry. There is the biggest, most important uranium provinces at that time in Helsinki region. There is a good deposits, and then North Karelia, and here is the Talvivaara, the big nickel mine, and then Paltamo and Vihanti zinc mine could produce as a byproduct, and Kuusamo region at the Ruka downhill ski center and Ouloka National Park at the Kitka River. Unfortunately, in my hometown region and my home river, there is this Juomasuo deposit, which is now under environmental impact assessment when Australian company want to open it. Of course, there are in Kuusamo, there are also a lot of politicians who support the mining project. And then there is in Levitunturi, downhill ski center, there is a gold uranium deposit there. And here is the Sokli. And we are here now in Rovaniemi, and Sokli is here. And this is basically, here goes to a reindeer herding district from start almost half of Finland, 40%, close to 36% of Finland is reindeer herding area. And here is even the smaller deposits, all of the Finland. There are a lot of them in the central Finland too. And here is the Rovaniemi region, and close to Rovaniemi is also uranium claim reservations made by Mavson Areva. Basically 20 kilometers from this place to west, there is a really rich uranium gold deposit, which is now explored by the Mavson Areva. And here you can see that how much uranium is produced internationally. The last uranium mine, which which produced uranium, was in Czech before the Talvivaara, and now Talvivaara will produce more, 500 tons per year uranium as a byproduct. So it's produced more than a uranium mine, what was just for uranium in Czech historically. And then, of course, in Lapland, just the normal mining projects have also the conflicts with the nature protection. These are Natura 2000 conservation network, what we have in northern Finland. And here you can see this different mining potential what we have in the North Finland. So basically, the conservation areas and the mining deposits are overlapping. And just 1 week ago, it was announced that American big mining company would like to. They have discovered huge mining deposit in Sodankylä municipality, which is under the swamp protection area, Natura 2000 network, and now it's debated in the media that should we allow the mining exploration go ahead, and how we can resolve this dilemma in politically, that can we start mining that deposit someday or not. Of course, the locals are concerned, and some of them are supporting, and then some environmental organizations have already stated that they don't allow that to happen.